Could go really well, could go poorly.
Hello. Good evening, morning, afternoon. What's up? I feel like we haven't been here in forever, Liam.
Ages,
Ages,
decades,
eons,
millennia.
decades, centuries, millennias. I like millennias. This is Tuck
Millennials.
Rule Takes. I am Mike Sullivan. With me, you heard him, you see him, Liam McDade. Liam looking like he just came from the beach, tanned as all hell. Liam, what's going on? What's up?
Oh, feeling nice and crispy. Ready to talk draft. Draft day tomorrow. Ready to see how Bill, gets our hopes up, gets us jazzed up, and then gives us an average or a letdown pick.
Crushes it, and then just crushes the dreams.
Yeah.
For just kind of little housekeeping stuff. I'm happy to be back. Feels like we took like months off. It's really only been a week. I think that's kind of what it was. But
I feel right back at home again. Like I just back to the regularly scheduled programming.
Love it. I got excited. I was sitting here. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I go to log in. I'm all amped up. I got to update Zoom. So that was an issue. Normally, vice versa. I'm waiting on you to update your Zoom.
I know.
Zoom bit me in the ass.
I'm sure I'll need it next week. So
yeah. Spoke too soon. Don't worry. It'll come back around to you. But yeah, as we are recording right now, it is Wednesday night. The draft is obviously Thursday. So when you listen to this, it will be at least draft day. The draft may have already happened by the time you listen. And a lot of the stuff we say, we might sound silly or we will sound like oracles who knew what was going on. So
that's what I'm leaning more towards.
That's what I'm hoping towards. I don't think that's what it's going to be though. But now it's not going to be quite like a straight mock draft or anything, but it will be. We definitely will be going through all the picks. Patriots right now have 9 picks, I believe, 7, 8, 9. So definitely some picks there. Things might happen if we think they're going to trade picks, whatever, whoever we hope they'll pick. We'll go from there. So we kind of, we're not doing a mock draft with anybody else. So pretty much everybody's on the board. So it's really just who we hope they'll take, or at the very least, what position we hope, and then kind of throw out a name or something. But first and foremost, the Patriots made a trade. Ba-ba-bum.
Dun, 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 dun.
A
Dun, dun, dun,
blockbuster,
dun, dun.
as Bill Belichick said. And I don't know if he was joking. He seemed pumped about it. He seemed pumped. So Patriots, Texans, they traded. The Pats traded their 5th round pick, 170th overall, to the Texans. Texans traded this year's 6th round pick and this year's 7th round pick. So we gave up the 170th pick. We got the 183rd and the 245th pick. Liam, does this get your balls tingling? It's
the flag right up the pole, all the way up there and at the very top. I mean, I am amped. Blockbuster trade. What more could I ask for? We get more picks.
I love so right now. The Patriots have a pick in every round because they already had a 5th round pick. So the one they traded away, they're fine. So they have the 21st overall pick, 54th overall pick, the 85th overall pick, the 27th overall pick. This was 1, 2, 3, 4th round, all in order. 158th round pick. In the 6th round, they have the 183rd, 200th, and 210th round pick. I highly doubt they use
my numbers,
all those picks, or if they use any of them. Then they got the 7th round pick, 245. So I doubt that they use all these picks. I don't know. I like 6th round picks. I know Belichick loves 6th rounders. I believe a certain Julian Edelman was a 6th round pick, if I remember correctly. So, it's not like Belichick strikes out late in the draft. If anything, he strikes out earlier in the draft, or if he's drafting a receiver.
Funny how that works, huh?
Yeah. Funny how, and just real quick before we get into the draft, any explanation, Liam, on why premium blocker N'Keal Harry is still on this fucking team? Any insight?
I don't know. There's really no explanation I have besides some people just like to see the world burn, I guess. And whoever is in charge of that, whether it's Bill, the higher ups, Kraft, somebody just loves to ensue chaos and sow seeds of depression and sadness.
I don't.
There's absolutely no reason to keep him on the team for blocking as a wide receiver, for blocking. Like, come on.
I feel like we're past it. I feel like we're past this now. Like I don't,
Yeah.
and I know the rumor was like a month ago or a month and a half or just a while ago that teams were interested for some godforsaken reason. They were interested
It
in
was
N'Keal
definitely a
Harry.
lie. It's a smokescreen. They're trying to up his value. Everyone wants N'Keal. Yeah, I fucking bet.
Up his
Teams are
value
kicking down
from
the door to get N'Keal,
yeah,
who caught the ball 5 times last year. Oh
it's
no.
any team that gets him is the equivalent of that girl or guy, it can be girl or guy, who sees a girl or guy and says, you know what, I can fix him or I can fix her.
Yep.
I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the one to fix him. No, guess what? You're fucking not. he's
And then
broken.
you just end up like Johnny Depp.
Exactly, man. But why it makes me uncomfortable that we're getting like a live stream of that courtroom, by the way. It makes me I feel like it's something that like we shouldn't be seeing. Like I don't get it. Like
it's something I can't relate to, but you're a married man. Imagine if your divorce, which you're not getting divorced, but imagine if you were, first of all, and then imagine if you were in court, divorce court for that, broadcasted to the world. Everyone's just like, oh my God, look at Mike's face.
Text like thing, voice recording, like text that because I think Johnny Depp was texting with Paul Bettany and he says something how he wanted to like light Amber Heard on fire, see if she's a witch and stuff. And that all sounds like jokey if you're talking to your friend. But when it's brought up in court, it's like, so Mr. Sullivan, if you turn to page 8 here in the text you sent to Mr. Bettany, you said you wanted to light Miss Heard on fire and do that. Like, what did you mean by that? It's like, obviously, I'm not going to.
Because they're up there reading it like Elon Musk. They're like, you said, I want to light her on fire. She ruins my fucking life. And they just kind of look up and you're like, I didn't say it like that. I was smiling.
Like, it was a joke. It was a joke. Was I serious? Yeah, but I'm not going to do it. Like, come on. Yeah,
That's
I don't.
Separates me from the psychopaths.
See, did I do it? No, I'm not crazy. It just seems like something we shouldn't like be a part of. Like
it's
just
so
another
in depth
thing
too. Like they figured out what she ate before she shit on his bed. That's how in depth they went and got receipts from Taco Bell to be like, all right, she got the chalupa crunch wrap and really laid wood onto his bed.
It's like, Mrs. Heard, have you ever gotten the crunch wrap before? No, you haven't. Okay, so it seems like you were getting it for a special occasion, huh?
Interesting.
Exhibit C, the shit. Like, I don't, they bring in like a little bag. Like
it's in the shape of a taco. You're like,
explain this.
It appears you ate it whole.
Yeah, right. Just one swallow, huh? Johnny Depp laughs in the back. Yep, just one.
He was laughing when they brought it up. He's like, I'm like, dude, how serious do you take this?
The lawyer that Amber Heard has is the worst lawyer I've ever. I'm convinced. Me, you, together, we could do a better job than this.
He objected his own question.
That was the funniest thing because everybody kind of was like.
So, and Johnny Depp started laughing again.
He was chuckling. I think the judge was even the one who was like, "Sir, so you asked the question."
Yeah,
he's like, yeah.
It was so ludicrous. The judge had never seen it before. He's like, "Wait, what?
What do you mean?" It's getting to the point where, and obviously, we will talk about the Patriots, but I kind of like when we go off track because this is a Patriots podcast, but you got to get to know us as well. It's to the point. I don't feel bad for Amber Heard.
No,
but
no.
Kind of feel like this lawyer is making me feel bad for her. I'm like, God, like she must have thought she had everything going, and then she must be sitting there like, this son of a bitch objected his own damn question. Yeah. He must have sat back down. And
Who
she was
suggested this lawyer? She's just staring at him. She's like, you didn't like that one, huh? That's crazy.
You asked the question. She was like, oh, guess who's gonna find shit in their bed tonight, huh? You.
Like, buy my second chalupa crunch wrap, bitch.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cut the tip of your finger off, which is another wild.
Fucked up. Yeah.
Very, very weird. Again, just seems like something that we shouldn't be involved in. What I wish we were getting a live stream of, though, which actually I think you do, is the war room for the New England Patriots for the 2022 draft. I would love that. I would love if we could just constantly get a camera on Bill Belichick talking to everybody. or the dog. Remember the dog? Was it last
That was
year's
so
draft
funny when it was
when it was
just,
the dog?
yeah, it must have been because it was at his house. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like the 20 or whatever, Bill Belichick, and it was just his dog sitting there. It was like that's
And
just
Bill
perfect.
took off at like round 5 and just left the dog to draft the
God,
players after that
auto
round.
draft. Auto draft. You know what, Bill Belichick? I have a gripe to pick with you, sir. You strike me now, and I'm coming to this realization. You must be one of those auto draft people in the
Kind of
fantasy
fucked
football
up.
draft. Yeah, I bet he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. Then he's like, I gotta go eat or actually plan for real football. Click auto draft, and now he's the one that makes the
Everyone
time
hates
go
the auto
all the
draft guy.
the auto draft people suck. It's like don't even just have some just figure it out because the time always goes to the end. We all know who you're picking. Like it's gonna
Yep,
be the
I
next
know.
person in line. Like piss off. So okay, so we have we're gonna do kind of a little kind of like I said, a little mock draft type thing, little just have some fun with it, see what's going on. I will kick it off with the first round, unless you have any objections, anything like that, before you want to get into this.
Yeah, I object to the question that I just had. Never mind. No, I'm good. No, I'm
I didn't
good.
even plan that. Oh, that was good. I thought you were being serious for a second. I was like, oh, what do we got? And then no,
I object to my question. Oh yeah.
just objecting to it. Okay, let's see. I think
I think he just
so.
wanted to see if he could.
So before we pick, do you think I wanted to? Yeah, he probably just wanted to see, like, I've never heard anybody object to their own question. Like
He's like, we're gonna lose anyway. Let's just fuck around.
he was so excited about it. He's like, he asked the question, waited like 10 seconds. You're like, I object.
I object. Leading the witness. They're like, you're leading the witness.
Oh, like, sir, it's your witness. You're on the stand. This is all you. What is going on?
God. It's
Like,
obscene. Absolutely obscene. Too good. Anyway.
I still can't believe it. So with this first pick, I want to ask you, do you think in your heart of hearts, what do you think? Three options. What, because I've been going back and forth. I don't know what they're going to do. I think one option is probably the least likely of the three, but do you think they stand pat and they make a pick at 21? Do you think they trade back or up? I guess you could guess up. It doesn't seem like a draft where they'd want to do that, or do you think they trade back to get a couple picks, or do you think they use this pick to trade for a player, maybe Debo, maybe someone like that? What do you think they do with this pick before we give what we think they're going to do with the pick? Because I've been going back and forth really with all three of these things.
You sandbagging son of a bitch. You threw a monkey wrench into my operation.
You old sailor, you.
You old sailor, you.
Is she still in the house? I love when
so good. Incredible movie.
Motorboat son of a bitch.
Were they built for speed or for comfort? But friggin', oh my god. Got him.
Okay, anyways.
Friggin', before you gave me the options there, my answer was clear. I mean, what do the Patriots do every draft? It's trade back. Why do we need a first round pick? Why have we ever needed a first round pick? You might as well just never give the Pats a first round pick. Always have us trade back. Of course, the anomaly of all anomalies, last year we get Mac Jones, but that's just, he happened to fall into our lap. So this year, I think he's obviously going to trade back. But when you mention the fact that we could trade that first round pick perhaps for a player, I know Debo Samuel is on the market. I know they're trying to get him out of there. If not him, maybe the asking price is too small for him, just that first round pick. I know who would take this first round pick. The Giants for Kadarius Toney, who also wants out of that absolute dumpster fire of an organization. For me to like a player from Florida, they have to be Superman. They have to be able to solve world hunger, make ocean water drinkable, and be able to float and walk on water. Just unbelievable miracles. But I love Kadarius Toney. He's done all that and more. He's a big baller. Made me defy all logic. So either one of those guys, if you can trade this first round pick, which I don't even think is very necessary. I don't think we need very many defensive guys. if anything, we need some big time offensive weapons. And are we really going to get that this late in the first round? Probably not. I can't imagine so. Trade
Yeah.
it. Trade for an already established guy like Debo or a huge, high ceiling wide receiver like Tony who can also return kicks, play special teams.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you said, would you like them to go in there and trade? It's like, you want them to get Debo, but I didn't even think of Tony. Kadarius, love, great name, great football
big
name,
baller name.
But
I
liked it. Oh, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, that's a good one. That's a good one. How about Sauce Gardner, who's coming out of the draft this year? Awesome
monster.
I would like them to get Debo, but because you got to think, if they're going to try to get him, they have to know that they have to pay him. And I know on Twitter, Pat's Cap, I talk about him probably every other week. He did a way where they could pay him and still be fine. All they do is just convert Judon's salary into a signing bonus, which I don't know why they haven't done that yet.
Happily.
Of course he would. The dude's out here still trying to bring people in.
Like everyone.
still trying to bring people in. Like, I mean, got Stephon Gilmore signed with the Colts. He's still like, hey, you sure you don't want to come here? Like, are you sure? Because like,
dude, I put pen to paper. He's like, it doesn't have to be like this.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is there a grace period? There's got to be something. But yeah, I lean towards them actually. Realistically, I see them using this pick. I've been going back and forth between trading it or using the pick. I don't think that they're gonna use this to get another player. I think if anything, they may use the second rounder, or it might be in tandem with this. Maybe they trade back, use one of the second rounders to get someone, use the pick, whatever. But I tend to think that they're going to use it because Belichick, even if it's just last year's draft, kind of seems like he is drafting a little differently than he used to without Tom Brady. He's actually using the picks, kind of starting to build a whole new team. And I think he knows that he does have to get a little bit younger, specifically on defense, needs a playmaker on offense, or be nice to have a playmaker on offense. I don't think the whole playmaker thing is
such a generic
overrated.
label.
It's just like, I don't know, like
Jacoby Myers a playmaker. He's just, he's not a DK Metcalf playmaker.
That's just it. It just depends on who it is. Like I said, I'm a Bruins fan as well. For the longest time, it was, oh yeah, they need a puck moving defenseman. Like there's always like a buzz phrase in Boston for what they need. Like they need someone to take the top off the defense. Like I get
Celtics need a pass first point guard. It's like, well, technically all point guards should pass.
Yeah. So all you're saying is they need a point guard. So all you're saying here is that the Patriots need a receiver. That's all it is. So, but in this first round, I do not think that they are going to draft a receiver. So I will start, like I said, now where is this? Okay.
Here we go. Lay it on me.
With the 21st pick in the 2022 NFL draft, the New England Patriots will select Devin Lloyd, linebacker out of Utah. I'm going with this.
And the crowd goes wild.
The crowd will go bananas if this is it, because this guy, he's undersized but a lot of the linebackers are in this class, undersized for what they normally go for. But I think we've said it before, the Patriots are clearly shifting their philosophy when it comes to pretty much everything, it seems like. So linebacking is one of the things they're shifting on. I don't think that they're really going to stick with their measurables that they did before with like the Dante Hightower, like your certain people that are just a little bit bigger, a little bit, more bulkier, or more, more of your run stopping type
versatile.
People.
They want speed.
But yeah, Devin Lloyd, I mean, he can do everything. He can cover. He cover a little bit. He's not great, but he just seems like that. What everybody's saying, that he's going to be a hit. He's so good. I think you even said it on Legends Lingo yesterday when we recorded. Go to couchguysports.com. Legends Lingo, check it out. Tuck Rule Take Boys took over, stole the show per usual.
Yep. Even close.
Liam had some blasphemous Celtics takes on there about Brooke Lopez, Grayson Allen, Drew with a J. And it's funny.
Unstoppable force, a world
I'm talking
beater.
shit about these people, but I like all three of those people that I mentioned.
You have to.
They're going up against the
Thanos
Celtics, so
of
I gotta hate them.
basketball.
But yeah, I think Devin Lloyd seems like a slam dunk here. There's another linebacker in the class if they want to take him. They can go corner if they want to. They could go receiver. Now, Devin Lloyd, I think they're going to take him if he's there. He's the one. He's going to be your Gerard Mayo, your Dante Hightower that's going to anchor the linebacking core along with Ronnie fucking Perkins for the next 8 years.
That's where I was wondering he fits in. Because I'm like, if you're drafting a linebacker, where's your boy?
Well, because I think right now Ronnie Perkins is probably going to get eased in. So I think by the end of this year, he'll be playing normal time, all that stuff. I think your linebacking core right now is going to be Jawan Bentley, Ronnie Perkins, and Devin Lloyd, assuming you draft one. And then you're going to have Uche as well. Uche is going to be coming in. Anthony Jennings is there as too.
Been waiting for him.
Yeah, I mean, he was hurt his first year, right? I think so. He's still kind of coming back, and Belichick normally hits with linebackers. They got Mac Wilson as well, so he's around for a couple of years, kind of a little veteran piece to go in there. But Devin Lloyd, I think. Now I want you to pick your guy, and then if you don't pick who I'm thinking, I have a follow-up question as well.
Well,
your turn.
I'm not going to be picking who you're picking because I am all in, fully convinced there's no first round pick. Like I'm truly willing to put everything. Like I'll put my kidney on the line.
Okay.
I don't think there's a first round pick. I don't. I think, like I said on Legends of Lingo last night, can't stop burping. Oh my God. Like I said last night on Legends of Lingo, if they do take somebody, they'd probably pick one of the best offensive linemen in the draft. I said Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa would probably be my, number one. Kind of fits the Patriots mold, super stocky, great tackle build, a lot of potential, and he's crushed it his whole college career. So why wouldn't you go with the definite success? And he's still young enough that he has a decent future ahead of him. He's not a 4-year starter exactly, but I'm so convinced there's no first round pick. So he's like my afterthought, but I don't think there's a pick. So your guy that you're thinking of is spared.
Okay, I like that. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they.
I'll bet everything on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they didn't pick in there. Now,
care for a friendly wager while we're at it?
Yeah. What are you thinking? I feel like I'm going to come out of
a six pack of your choosing on I don't think there's a first round pick. I think they trade it, whether they trade it for a player or something else. I just don't think they draft anyone in the first round. I assume you do.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think they do. I don't, whether they trade up, trade back, still in the first round. I think they still. Yeah, of course. Come on.
Okay, perfect.
We're in the 21st century.
Yeah, but you live in Florida. I don't know. I assume you all communicate down there with carrier pigeons, alligators, and smoke signals. So I think it was a logical question, but there we go. Loser, Venmo's the winner. The amount of money it is for it. I'm going Blue Moon. So
Blue Moon, yeah. No, Blue Moon is my favorite beer. So
perfect. So we'll probably go at the same 6-pack then.
Now, do you think if one of these receivers, do you think there's any chance, assuming they pick in the first, because I know you think they don't, any chance the Patriots draft a receiver in the first round? If one of these guys like Williams or I don't know, a kid from Ohio State, if you think any of them happen, which I don't see him, or Alabama, what's his name, Williams falling.
Jameson Williams.
Yeah, but I know people are saying Treylon Burks too.
Yeah,
I would like that, but again, I just don't think he's going to fall there. Do you think there's any chance the Pats draft a receiver in the first round, a la N'Keal Harry?
What I'll get to later in the draft when we're making our later picks is there are so many capable wide receivers late in this draft. It's a wildly deep, skilled positions draft. So I think, why would the Patriots waste a top pick when Bill already likes his late picks? And I'm sure he can look at guys, like I'm looking at a couple on the list that I'll mention later, that could basically do the same thing for less money, and he could cut them for no problem if they don't perform or meet his standards. If he takes, not Jameson Williams, but like if you pick Chris Olave and it doesn't work out, like you can't really cut him. You got a N'Keal Harry situation going on where look, he's still lingering around years after we took him and he sucks. If N'Keal Harry was a 6th-round pick, a 5th-round pick, he would have been cut 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. If he was anything other than a 1st-round pick, yeah, he'd be gone. I think just the fact that he was in there, so he got picked. Like I don't.
I also think
God,
that burns Bill a little bit. I think he looks at that and goes, "Whew, fucking never again." That's
probably. Yeah,
It's like picking
probably.
a running back in the 1st round now. You kind of really don't do both unless it's like a slam dunk, like Randy Moss, where he was like the 3rd in the Heisman voting, or Julio Jones, who was clearly unbelievable in college. Unless they're a slam dunk, no doubt about it, like perfect frame, unbelievable ball skills, you don't
Yeah,
draft him in the 1st round.
yeah. Unless it's like a no doubt, this guy's gonna make it. I mean, otherwise, yeah, I don't see them
Is
doing
there
it.
too
So
many like great wide receivers that are late round picks?
that, that's the thing. Like you can find. I feel like you can find receivers now because it's all about the system too. Who goes in there? I don't know. There are very few home run, surefire wide receivers left that to ever come out of the draft each year. And I think those will be gone by the time it gets to the Pats. I don't see the Pats moving up. So that's it.
No,
So I got Devin Lloyd. You don't have them picking at all in the 1st round.
nada.
Both things could happen. They could also just go offensive lineman, like you said, in the 1st round. And people might be upset with that. I would love that too. I think I said it today. Just talking to myself. Very few things the Pats could do in this 1st round that I would be upset with. I think.
Yeah, we have a good 4 or 5 needs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think those needs majority are on defense. Kind of.
Yeah, I think the majority are on offense. So we're on different sides here.
Okay. I like it. Okay. 2nd round, sir. This is you.
Oh boy. All righty. What number pick do the Patriots have in the 2nd round?
The New England Patriots, I believe it was the 54th. Let me just make sure.
With the
I know. I heard. Yep, 54th. Yep.
54th pick in the 2022 NFL draft, the New England Patriots select Bo Melton from Rutgers. I talked about this yesterday on the Legends of Lingo podcast. Bill, I don't know what his affiliation or just absolute love for Rutgers, where that comes from. Why New Jersey, the worst state in the union, but he loves it and they have great talent. So I guess I can't fault him there. Versatile, unbelievable player, chose to go to a small school because both his parents were athletes at Rutgers. He was a 4-star recruit and could have went basically anywhere, had a full ride to Oregon, passed that up. He just wanted to be a legacy. So this guy proves to me he doesn't care about the big names. He doesn't want to go to the defending champ Chiefs or to go to any of these big teams. He doesn't want to go to the Bucs. He doesn't want to go to a contender. He wants to build something with a team that hasn't had success recently, and that's what I like. I think he's a perfect fit with the Patriots. Dude clearly wants to win, wants to build his own thing. Rutgers really wasn't good when they had him either, so it's a shame he didn't meet his potential because he didn't go to a great school, but that's why he's probably going to be a 2nd, 3rd round pick. And I love the fit.
Yeah. I like it. I think that would be one that would probably not upset Patriots fans, but I think they would be a little shocked by it.
Yeah, they'd be weirded out. But we took a Kyle Duggar from Lenore Ryan, so like they shouldn't be surprised at anything at this point.
Yeah. No, I could I would be happy with that. Wouldn't hate it at all. I do think they take a receiver at some point here. So who knows, but okay. So you think receiver, I hate this. Actually, no, you know what? I'm holding off this one till next one. Okay. So with the 54th pick in the 2022 NFL draft, I think the New England Patriots, take Michigan defensive back Daxton Hill.
Beast.
Absolute
beast.
He may not even make it to the 2nd round. People might
Yep.
try to take him in the first round. Now, this guy right now, he is a safety. He's a nickel corner. He's kind of he's really just an athlete in the secondary.
Yep.
This guy, he screams Patriot to me. He screams someone kind of like Devin McCourty, where he can maybe either start corner, go to safety, or even vice versa. Kind of start.
Bill smells that. He's like nickel corner, safety.
Yeah.
Maybe he can return punts.
Let me see. Can he? Did he return any punts?
I don't know if he even did, but I know he's got the closing speed. I'm sure he could.
He does.
Hell,
Yeah,
he no,
he's quick. Oh God, don't even. No, you know,
Get me started
Gunners.
on Bill and his Gunners.
Yeah, no, he's a big fan of that. So okay, I don't see anything there, but I don't think so.
I don't believe he did, but I just think he has the capability.
Yeah, but see, I think if they don't go corner in the first round, I think they go corner in the second round. I think this is going to be.
They have to address it in the high round.
They have to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily worried when the Patriots corners go out there now. You know, Malcolm Butler. I mean, God, it's just Malcolm Butler. Jalen Mills, Jonathan Jones. That's kind of your top three there.
If Jalen Mills is, healthy.
If he's still nursing that leg injury, so we got to give him time. Got to give him time. But if I wouldn't hate that group, but I'm also not going to be like, that's the strength of our team, but if they could draft someone, whether it is, first round, I think you brought up on Legends Lingo. I was thinking too, Andrew Booth would be a good one too. Wouldn't hate that if he gets there, if he gets to the Pats.
From the prestigious Clemson. It's like drafting from Ohio State, Bama, any of those.
Would love it.
It's hard to miss.
Would love it. I brought up yesterday, Kaiir Elam. That's how you say it, right? That's how you say his last name. It's these people. I watch the videos. I don't listen to the sound. I don't hear any of their names. So if it's a difficult
I always mute that shit.
I am just in banana land, have no idea how to say it, but I do think that they address these needs. So yeah, I think they go linebacker, corner, 1-2 there. And actually what I am going to say, I don't know who they do it with. I have a little bonus thing here. I think the Patriots, they trade their 4th and a 6th round pick. I think they get back into the end of the 2nd round and they draft John Mechie.
You are really hung up on John Mechie.
I am, and I know I full well understand that I have burned myself. I know that they are not going to do that. Now, that's something I think they might do. I am still going to pick in, the 4th and 6th round too, just to kind of, fill the picks there. But I could easily see them trading up to get someone that they really want. And I know they met with Mechie. I'm hoping they want him just because I love the Tua and Waddle connection. I like Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. I like the college quarterback, college receiver connection. John Mechie
seems to be the thing now.
It does. I would like to see it now. Of course, I'm not saying that Mechie is as good as Jamar Chase or Waddle. That's not what I'm saying. But I just like that combo. I would like to see it happen. Will it happen? Probably not, because there's been way too much talk about it. So at this point, I bet Belichick's like, they caught on to my scent. I got to throw him off. So I bet he doesn't even draft a receiver in the draft. But I would also like to see
there have been a ton of concerns that have popped up about him recently. Like they're saying that he's going to fall in draft boards and whatnot because he tore his ACL, and his big thing was explosive. Like Henry Ruggs explosive, and now that he tore his ACL, it's scaring a lot of teams off.
Well, I think him and Williams both tore either an ACL or an MCL or something, right? Both of them.
Williams,
that's why.
Sure.
I think that's why people were saying that Williams may potentially fall out of the top 10 and could fall to the Patriots. Now, if he's available at 21, it'd be tough not to get him.
Yeah, they're both damn good. Like I'm surprised if either one of them fall, because like I think even with the torn ACL, that's really not a big deal anymore. This isn't 2001. It's not a career ender. No,
I mean, what we went over a couple weeks ago. Devontae Parker tore his ACL 10 times?
Yeah, something like that.
And he's still kicking. Yeah, he tears it once a year. I think that's like the average for him. So
ever since Adrian Peterson tore his ACL, it came back the very next year. It was like he only missed like 5 weeks and then came back
better. That was
shredded.
Wild.
Tore up the league, won MVP, 9 yards short of the record. Awkward.
I am a big fan of Mechie. I could see them trading back up into the second to get him. If they don't, I want them to draft him in the third round. I am not going to pick him as my third round pick though. So
Yeah.
do not worry. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. So third pick or third round, 85th
Nice.
pick overall. I think the Patriots draft. Where do they go? Okay, so if they're not going receiver here, I think that they go offense though, but it's not going to be like an offensive weapon or anything like that at all. I think they go offensive tackle Nicholas Petit Frere. It's like a French name. Is that I feel like I nailed that name.
I don't speak French, but it makes sense to me.
Feel like I nailed it. So like I think you mentioned this, I keep forgetting it was on Legends Lingo, but the Patriots don't really have like any offensive linemen lined up or locked up for a long time. You know, they have for the next couple of years, but I think this could be the guy who you kind of slot in there and then build around. He's going to be your next, you know, I don't want to say David Andrews because that's the center. I don't want to say Shaq Mason, or someone along those lines where, you know, you keep him for 4, 5, 6 years and then kind of get rid of him. But he doesn't just play offensive tackle. He can move wherever he wants as well. He does have some of the versatility. So, I mean, as we know, Bill loves versatility. So I do think that they address the offensive tackle here. I think if he is available, they go there. I was thinking I was going to take a chance and maybe go running back, but then I kind of went against it. Running back. And then obviously, as you know, I want them to take Mechie at some point. If he's here, please take him. But yeah, I could see them go offensive lineman. Look good. Fill that hole. And yeah, I feel confident about that. Feel confident about it.
I like it. Hey, we desperately need offensive linemen.
Right.
And I got one coming down the pipe, but it's not my third round pick. My third round pick is Kyler Gordon, the cornerback from Washington. Right now, he's projected to be a second round pick, but there are chances he slides. I end up thinking that this dude doesn't get picked in the second round. There are a lot of corners that would be going ahead of him. We mentioned 2 of them. This guy screams athletic. Nightmare of a human being when it comes to coverage. Like, can jump out of the gym. He's got everything that you need, and he contributes on special teams. Before he was a starter, contributed on special teams, ended up breaking out, got the starting role, never stopped playing special teams. Bill eats that shit up. Some say he is the best player to go in the second round, but for some reason, I don't think he gets picked there. I think that's just smoke screen to try and get people to take him. That sounds like something that's put out by his camp, not what draft scouts are thinking.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with the draft. You never know who's going to fall, who's going to be there, who's going to be, you know, just around.
Who would have thought Mac Jones falls to the mid-teens for us?
No, never. I don't think anybody would have thought that. So
it's like the Paul Rudd meme. Look at us.
Yeah,
who would have thought? Not
who would have thought we'd be here, huh?
Not me.
All right. So that's good. So fourth round. This is you, sir.
What number is this?
Fourth round pick number 127.
Ooh, 127. All right. With the 100. What was it? 27?
127.
I almost said 47. That doesn't make sense. With the 127th overall pick in the 2022 draft, the New England Patriots are taking, and I actually think they really, really take this guy. I truly believe this guy's going to be a Patriot, which is a hot take for the draft because there's 31 other teams. Max Mitchell from the Ragin' Cajun University of Louisiana Lafayette. I think that this dude just screams Patriot. Raw prospect, has little to no technique. He's going to fall. That's the reason why he's a third round pick, maybe even a fourth round pick. When you get this guy in house and he learns from the man, the myth, the legend, Trent Brown. Trent passes down some of those techniques to him, shows him how to do it. Maybe Max will end up getting a couple frisky tattoos, much like Trent Brown does. There's a huge potential here. Incredible frame on this dude. It's 6'6", 310 pounds. He just needs the right system. And has there ever been a more right system than the Patriots, especially for offensive linemen? Just get this dude in here. He'll be our next Matt Light in 3 years or so. Unlike your pick with the tackle, the French guy, I don't think this guy's just a couple year rental. This dude is somebody you groom for a while and keep him in house when Trent Brown eventually moves on to a shittier team or the great football in the sky. This guy takes his place. I love him. We grew him. He's much like an Isaiah Wynn to me, where we just keep him around for fucking ever. And I think he's going to be better, significantly better than Isaiah Wynn.
Okay.
I can't stop burping today. Oh my God.
Significantly better than Isaiah Wynn. I'm a fan of Isaiah Wynn, so that'd be interesting.
Yep, I know.
That'd be very
Big talk.
All right, let me see here. So we're going 4th round, pick 127. So I think Patriots going to go back to defense here. I know we have Christian Barmore. I know that the defensive line is fine right now, but I do think that Bill loves to kind of stockpile that because you never know. Barmore is coming back from an injury. Still an unknown thing. You don't know exactly how he's going to go with. Also, I love this kid's name. Defensive tackle from Alabama, Fedarian Mathis.
Ooh.
Fedarian Mathis. Yeah.
That's a name that strikes fear in people.
That is. And the fact that he's from Alabama kind of honed me right in there on it. But yeah, 53 tackles, 9 sacks, forced fumble last year. He plays inside. He's quick. He's athletic. The thing that struck me that made me kind of perk up a little bit more to him, good intangibles as a leader, worker, and teammate. Mathis could be a sleeper steal for some teams eyeing him, especially if he falls.
That's another buzzword, intangibles.
Intangibles. Alabama. Sleeper steal, leader, worker, teammate, Nick Saban. I don't know how many more buzzwords I have to throw at you to make you think.
I can see the conversation now. Bill picks up the phone. Nick, how is he? He's good. Draft him. Cool. Thank you.
Let's go. Let's do it. Yep. Yeah. No. So I think, and you want to know who I was going to go with here? Because Jake Bailey is, I believe, in the last year of his contract, I think.
Yeah.
I could see the Patriots taking a punter here in the 4th round. Easily, I could see that. That is the most Belichick thing in the world. Looking it up, just seeing who's even there. Matt Araiza from San Diego State. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. Just keep that name in the back of your head. So when the Patriots pick him in the 4th round, everybody's going to be like, oh, wow, Mike, you were right. They picked a goddamn punter, which would be bananas. But that
is the most asinine, assa 10, assa 11, whatever you want to call it. That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. That is an unwritten rule of the NFL draft. You never, ever take a punter. Ever. Just undraft the guy.
That's fantasy. That I'm pretty sure Jake Bailey was a 4th or 5th round pick, if I remember correctly. I think.
I hope not.
I'm pretty sure he was. So, okay. So what are we at? We're at
round pick.
Fifth round. Okay. Let me take a little sip of water here.
Can't believe we actually drafted a punter. I'm embarrassed.
No. I don't think that. That's not who I picked. I'm just saying, keep that name out there. This next guy has another cool name. And no, I'm not just picking people for cool names. It just so happened that this fellow had a cool name.
That way.
I do think the Patriots go back to offense. This room is fine right now on offense. You got Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Harris, James White, JJ Taylor, all 4 of them. Good. James White, though, kind of on his last leg. Damian Harris, final year in his contract. Patriots, what I think they do in the 5th round, with the 158th pick, I think they take Missouri. Why did I say Missouri? It's not what I say. Missouri
Missouri.
running back Tyler Badie.
Ooh,
Badie. Love the last name. I can already
Batty.
see the jokes, the signs, the
Yep.
tweets, Badie, all these. I can already
Easy.
see it. He's 5'8", short little
Oh my God.
short little guy.
Really short. Shorter than me.
The fact that I saw it says undersized change of pace back with a big heart and pass catching talent. I don't know why change of pace back with a big heart came in here. Like, I don't know if is it like a medical thing? Does he have a big heart? Or I don't know why that's in his draft profile.
Did he lose a family member and show a lot of emotion or something?
Like, is he like Kevin Nash in The Longest Yard when people get tackled? He's like, I love you. I will pull through for you. Like, is he
catches a touchdown, just breaks out in tears? I can't. I'm just so happy to be here.
Yeah, like that's it. I don't know. Let me read you his overview because he does sound like a Patriot though. So other than the big heart pass catching, despite a lack of desired size, Batty took on a monster workload and produced at a high level. He played in a run scheme heavily tilted to outside zone, best in space. Patriots love getting someone like that. He is a natural and confident in tight run lanes. He's a tough runner, but lacks short yardage, leg drive. So his role as a pro could be fairly well defined. He's a talented third down back. He could also take a spike in carries when needed to fill a gap. This is a guy I could see them drafting and kind of becoming big shoes to fill, not the next James White, but a similar role to that, where he's smaller. He can catch out of the backfield. He can run if you need him to. I don't know, maybe Dion Lewis, maybe without the elusiveness. I don't know if that's kind of what you want to throw him in, but I could just see it. The Patriots, they always seem to take a running back, like when we least expect it. So right now they have arguably the best running back tandem in the league. This is going to be the year they draft a running back. I could see, and it's in the fifth round.
Reasonably, how much longer do we keep Damian Harris? There's going to be an opening at some point.
I don't want him gone, but ever since you kind of like open, because I was closing my eyes to it. I like him too much. But ever since you, oh, by the way, this is episode 38, the Ramondre Stevenson episode. So wanted to get that out of there. Boom.
Of course.
But just ever since you brought up the fact that it is the last year on his deal, how many running backs get second contracts with the Patriots after they get drafted? It all makes sense. His value is the highest it'll be. So I feel like maybe he gets traded before the season, tomorrow and draft day, or that's today if you're listening to it today. Maybe he gets traded mid-season. I don't know. But I just think that Belichick is always turning the wheel in that room. I think he drafts Batty, and I think Batty plays well. I think he is a nice little fit here. Milk him for talent for 3 or 4 years, and he's gone. So fifth-round pick running back. I like it. I'll take it. Fifth-round pick running back. I'll take that all day.
See, and this is why you're my Patriots life partner, because I also took a running back.
Let's go. This is, see, that we are like this. You motorboating son of a bitch.
Damn right. All righty. I took Hassan Haskins from Michigan. It's Michigan. Yep. We already know the Bill connection there. It's not as strong as the Bama one, but it is still there. Once again, just like the corner I talked about earlier, this dude can play on special teams. Absolutely will early on as a fifth-round pick. That's what you're expected from the Patriots. You're going to earn your workload. You're going to play in the positions that most people don't want to play in. This guy is a short yardage back, so nothing crazy, but I believe he's a situational type of guy, not so great in space, but he's a run up the middle, grind away, just wear down the defense. And much like Ramondre Stevenson, I just think the Patriots can never have enough running backs. We have like 6 right now. Fuck it, let's draft another one. Bill just keeps loading them in, and they all end up being great. This guy is a big name all year. People love to talk about him. Michigan overperformed as compared to the last couple of years for him. And he was a huge part of that offense. He's one of those guys that he's like a Nick Chubb, but with a little less hype. He just strikes me as a guy that'll come right in and contribute if a team gives him the opportunity. The Patriots wouldn't give it to him right away; they'd make him earn it. But I think
Of course.
eventually he could be that guy.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. I mean, as you know, I picked the guy too. So I think
Yep.
that they could, I don't know, make sense picking a running back here, kind of, trying to just fill the room. They always pick a guy, a specialist type of a running back, not your
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson or Damian Harris that's going to, take over the entire workload. I do think, yeah, they draft one of those more
Like a
situational
situational back.
backs. Damn right,
Yes, exactly.
situational backs. That's
Like
what, like this.
another buzzword. So yeah, like a first and second down back, not so much a third.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. All right, next Patriots have. Let me just tell you what pick you are picking right now. Dude, the fucking screen keeps refreshing. I hate.
You're on fire.
Yeah, this is okay. So here we go. 6th round, pick number 183. Now the Patriots have 3 picks here in the 6th round.
Yep.
I don't think they use all of them, but whatever
No.
you think, because I think we're doing 6th round. Whatever you think they're going to do with these 6 picks, do you think they're going to draft multiple people, trade up, trade out, trade whatever? You go. So what do you think they're going to do with the 183rd, 200th, and 210th pick? And that's a lot.
So I think they only used the 180th or whatever it is. I think they only use that pick. They trade the other 2 and move up in the draft. Where they do it, I don't know. But Bill's always up to something. If he's getting more picks, it's most likely not going to be for players. I think he's had the guys that he wants to draft with the original picks they had in mind for a little bit. So now he's just getting more, maybe as insurance. If one of the guys that he really likes gets taken, he'll use one of those, try and trade up for the second guy on his board. But with this, I only had 1 pick for the 6th round, and that's, or what is it, 6th round, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
I only had 1 pick because I truly believe they're going to trade the other 2. That 1 pick is Cole Strange from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. I think this guy's a big baller. Just another one of those guys, raw prospect, can come in, needs the right system. That's us. I keep looking for that mold because that's what the Patriots do. They want guys who fall in the draft that have the size, they have the potential, but they haven't met the potential. Patriots are a star building factory. And this dude can be an unbelievable offensive guard for us after we just traded Shaq Mason.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny that you pick guard as well. I think these are the rounds where he does this. He drafts
Fills
them.
in
So
the needs.
I think now, I don't know. I think this might be the 200th pick. I think he trades the 183rd. That's the most valuable pick. I think he trades that, packages it, maybe gets back into the 4th round or something to do whatever, or get a pick for whatever he wants to do. I don't think that they use a majority of these picks.
Yeah, we're both on the same page there. He's up to something. We just don't know what it is.
Yeah, no. Now I do think just since I'll say that he uses 2 picks in it. Why not 200 and 210? I think with the 200th pick, he goes Aaron Frost, guard from Nevada.
Yes,
I
thought about him too.
Solid everything. He's played guard and tackle. I'm just versatility is kind of all that jumps out at me here. He played right tackle, played guard. It doesn't matter where he wants to go. Solid guy. He's not going to blow you away or anything. Been relatively
with that versatility
healthy.
that almost makes it a stronger argument for him than it would be for Cole Strange, who I took. So I almost lean toward that more if that's the case. I didn't know he did both.
Yeah, no, he did. And again, I guess he's a better fit at tackle, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, Devin McCourty was a better fit at corner, and now he's one of the best safeties in the league. So,
and if he can play guard and tackle, that means he can play left guard, right guard. The tackles get a little more complicated because left tackle is more important, has different technique than the right tackle. But I like to think he could probably play both with the right teaching.
Yeah. Now, I think that they make another pick. I think this is the pick they somewhat reach, not really reach, but kind of this is a different one. USC guard Jalen McKenzie. This is more of your strict guard. He had, again, I feel like a lot of them move around a little bit when they first start in college, but This guy is a guard. He has played tackle before, so I guess if they need to. But everything I'm seeing here is that he is going to be a nice swing guard, swing tackle, swing lineman in the league. Nice, solid backup. I see him as like a Ted Karras type who can start a couple games if you need. He's a solid backup if he's there. But I think this is where Belichick goes crazy with offensive guards. I mean, with offensive linemen, because that's what he does. He finds the diamonds in the rough. So I think one of the three people we said, or people we haven't even said, I think that there is a future starting offensive lineman in the 5th or 6th round. I think Belichick finds one, if not two, starting offensive linemen in the late rounds, because again, that's what he does. Shaq Mason came from there. I mean, like, it's just, I think Mike Onwenu as well came from there too, if I remember correctly. So
Dan Copen was a
Dan Copen. That's what it was. I was trying to think of who else it was. Dan
late,
Copen.
Not as late, but late. Out of Boston College too. I didn't know he was a local.
Oh, he went to BC? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know
that. More you know, huh?
Did not know that at all. So, all right. So now we're going to the 7th round. Jesus.
Oh, it's finished strong,
now,
baby.
This is one of those ones. Let me see. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go, and just because I don't know why this guy's name, whenever I've been looking, his name jumps out at me, and I think it might be because I've seen the last name before. I'm going to go Notre Dame defensive end, Myron Tungavailoa Amosa. He's got a hyphen in the middle of his name. Couple reasons here. The last name on the back of a jersey, and I'm sorry, this is the last round, 7th round, pick 245. I want to see that last name on a jersey. I love long ass names that kind of do that. At this point,
wrap around the back.
7th round picks. I'm looking for just something that might be good, might spark something there. Mr. Myron Tungavailoa, I don't think he kind of looks like Tua, by the way, if you look at him, which is,
wonder if there's any relation there.
Oh yeah, he is right there. He's cousin of Tua. Okay, I could see that shit too. Okay, yeah, I'm even more convinced. You know why Belichick does this? Tua. Just to fuck with Tua. He does that, and he says he probably purposely fucks up the last name, like whenever, like the week the Pats play the Dolphins, just to mess with Tua's head.
Oh, I'm sure all season Bill's just talking shit about Tua to his cousin, just like, yeah, we play him, can't throw 15 yards downfield. We're not worried about it. We're gonna sell out to stop the run. He's just gonna relay all this stuff to Tua. Hey, cuz, I hate to tell you, Bill's talking a lot of shit. It's going to get into his head. He's going to be like, Bill doesn't think I can throw downfield. I'm going to throw downfield. Meanwhile, Bill's going to be playing cover 3 the entire time.
Exactly.
Smoke him. It's all a chess game.
Exactly. Bill's probably going to take Myron's phone, text Tua from his phone, be like, hey, Tua, Myron, Bill says you suck at everything. So
it's crazy. Bill said you were a pussy at practice today.
Another
out of nowhere. We weren't even talking about it. We were running plays, and he's like, "Man, Tua's a pussy," and everyone's just like, "Tua Tagovailoa?"
Talking about technique and everything, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, by the way, guys, that Tua Tunga go fuck you guy, he's kind of a pussy, huh?"
Doesn't he suck? Everyone's just like,
Anyway, burpees, 100 burpees. Want to know why else? The more I look at this guy's profile, there's no way he's not going to be here. So he's the brother, or no, not brother, cousin of Tua.
Yep.
Myron's brother, Adam, not going to say his last name, played offensive line at Navy. We know how much. I mean,
Bill's dad was a famous fullback for Navy.
We know how much Bill values Navy. Like, come on, it makes sense. It makes sense. Their hyphenated names are different, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Oh, okay, that's cool. He's got whatever, 13 games, blah, 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 missed time. Yeah, he's kind of one of those guys. I mean, he had his best season last year, 25 tackles, 6 for loss, 2 sacks, 12 starts. Nothing crazy, but he's a guy you can just get. You're not expecting anything crazy. He runs a 4.8. He's quick, I guess. So that's nice. So yeah, I take him even more now because his brother played at Navy. I think he is get ready to see Tua. Nope, not Tua. Myron Tagovailoa Amosa in a Patriots uniform next year, terrorizing Tua Tagovailoa. Give me
What
him.
a combination.
Give me him. I love it.
That's some
You
shit for the storybooks.
Last pick, sir. 7th round, pick 245. Who you got?
I think this guy gets taken before the 7th round. But there are a lot of concerns, just about all of them medical, but there are a lot of medical concerns on this dude. He is basically made of toilet paper that's been dunked in a pool. So that is why he is such a late pick. Wide receiver from Nevada, Romeo Dubes. And it's not just because his last name is slang for a joint, because that's fucking awesome. But unbelievable.
I love
player.
that.
Truly just a pleasure to watch play the game of football. This guy's moves off the line of scrimmage, Devontae Adams-esque, and I don't say that lightly. Like, I would watch him just release from a press. I would watch that over and over. All his games, it'd be better than Bourne. Like, I'd be zoned in. The whole world around me would fade out. I would be focused on this. He is unbelievable to watch, footwork killer. And he can do some shit with that release. He's a speedster. This guy goes downfield. He's a killer deep threat. If there was ever a time to get some deep threats, it's now that Mac's progressing. It's kind of what Devontae Parker's for. I can see this guy as, oh, God. I hate to even bring up the name because this guy sucked. But remember Josh Boyce?
Of course I remember Josh Boyce. Number 82, if I remember correctly.
Be a burner. Yeah, he was supposed to be a burner. And he just ended up sucking shit. This guy reminds me a lot like him. But yeah, exactly. He was a lot like him, or he is a lot like Josh Boyce, but with better footwork, about the same speed, and a little more medical concerns. I just think there's a lot of potential here. And he's got a fucking badass name, Romeo Dubes.
He does, Romeo Dubes. I can hear him big catch on 3rd and 10. Dubes. Like that's just I could see it now. I can see it now. Just like in the Garden when Tuca used to make saves. Tuca, I could just see it. I would.
Romeo. How art thou, Romeo?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can see commercials, Dunks commercials. I can see him being in that.
Exactly.
People going up to the thing, Romeo. Then they get to the line, Dubes. I can see it. So I think, okay, I like our draft. I feel.
Me too.
I feel confident in
super team.
I think we did. Now, looking at the draft overall, because I mean, there's really not much else to talk about other than when the draft happens, which is tomorrow or today, depending on when you're listening. Do you think this is kind of the final? Because I think Belichick even said, what do you say? He said like this is the final exam for the test, or the final test that that the team has to pass and all that this year's draft. So he clearly thinks that this is kind of the finishing touches on the team that he's building. I'm going to be honest. I think they just need to hit on 2 players, and I'm fine with this draft because they don't need. I mean, if you're looking down the line, tight end, they're good.
Are you saying 2 players at a specific position, or just 2 players in general? Like, just give us 2 relatively good players. Or are you saying we need a good guard, or we need a good corner, or we need a good safety? Like, are you saying specific positions we need to hit on? Or hell, if he just gets 2 studs anywhere, it doesn't matter what position, this is the one for me.
2 Hall of Fame punters. No, they need, you get a solid starter at either linebacker or corner, one of those 2 I'll take now, because again, otherwise you fill the hole with veterans, whatever you want to do. And then give me a solid lineman, whether it's offense or defense. That's what I want. I want a solid player at both levels of defense or offensive line. That's what I want. Everything else to me is gravy. I mean, it's like, still, obviously you don't want just 2 good players and everybody else sucks. Like, that's not great. But if you can give me a starting linebacker or corner, as well as a solid offensive lineman, because you know there's going to be an injury there too. You just know it's going to happen. I will be relatively happy with this draft. If you throw in a receiver that can come in and contribute this year, whatever that happens to be, that to me is the icing on the cake. I know everybody wants that. Like, if they happen to get one of these big name guys, one of these surefire A+ hit guys, I'd be ecstatic. But still, I think you need to get a linebacker or a corner. Out of those two positions, which one do you think is the most important to get? Because I think both of them are probably needs one A, one B, right? I'd probably say for the team,
Yeah.
regardless
And
of how you want to
that's
put
the
it.
thing. That's why this is a tough question, because we definitely need a linebacker. Juwan Bentley isn't going to hold down the middle of the field. I think our outside linebackers are fine for the most part, but we
Yeah.
need two competent middle linebackers holding
Mhm.
down the middle. One preferably a pass coverage linebacker, and then Juwan Bentley's the big tackle guy.
Mhm.
Linebacker's big one, but I think corner is the absolute need here. Like I said on the show last night, is Malcolm Butler the face of our cornerback room? No, I don't like that. I liked Malcolm Butler. He was cool, great
Mhm.
story, and he was very competent when he was our starting corner back in the day. He had a great year after the Super Bowl and just slightly got worse every year after that. But all the way through, he was solid. Like, I was never like, oh my God, Malcolm Butler, like,
No,
just
never.
get the fuck out of here. Never. No, he was never that bad. And I don't think he's going to be that bad this year. But he's not our starting. Oh God, look at Malcolm Butler in the corners. They are locking it down. No. And then
Look
even
at
if he's
Malcolm
not
Butler
that
in the
guy,
corners. No,
yeah,
no,
like
no,
that doesn't happen. And they're not going to be saying that about Jalen Mills. He can't
no.
cover a baby with a blanket. He can't stop a parked car.
Hey, he's not that.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah, come on, calm down. I mean,
He's
you
not
got
great.
Jonathan Jones. Jonathan
Yep,
Jones is an
coming
awesome
back.
slot corner,
I like him.
but
But
he
Juwan Williams
is
is a failure. A failure.
God. Yeah, Jawan
Sucks. And he had
Williams.
great size. I wish it worked out, but he's
Maybe
not.
he puts
And
it together, but yeah, and then Miles
it's a
Bryant
see,
is
and
a
that's a
nice
tough ask.
story,
And he's
but
great hustle player. He reminds me like a slightly less version of what Malcolm Butler was like in
yeah,
2017, like
mhm,
toward the tail end of his career. Like, he just tries so fucking hard because Malcolm Butler was undrafted.
yeah,
They both just are trying to make the team scratching and
mhm,
clawing for their career. And I love it. I love players that play like that. They deserve to be paid, but he's still not stellar. He's not
no,
fronting our core. So I think a cornerback is a far greater need, even if it's a rookie. Andrew Booth building, that's a good face of the
ooh,
cornerback room. You look
yep,
at Denver, they have Patrick Surtain Jr. That is the face of their cornerback room. And
yep.
he's a big baller, but he was the 13th pick or something like that. So that makes sense.
Yeah, no, there was no way the Pats were getting him. I tend to agree, even though I had them pick a linebacker in the first round, but I just
Yep.
think the cornerback room, and I hate cornerback. I hate that it's so close to quarterback. I don't know
Yeah,
who
it's real
did that,
confusing.
but it pisses me off.
Clearly, they
Corners,
didn't think it through.
you got Malcolm Butler, Jalen Mills, Jonathan Jones, Jawan Williams, Miles, like nobody that really jumps out at you. At linebacker, though, you got Judon, you got Jawan Bentley, you have Uche still around. Ronnie Perkins is coming off injury. Cam
Yep.
McGrone, another guy who they have high
We
hopes
got a
in.
lot of guys coming off injury.
That's the thing, and I think that's why that's a position of need, but not quite as much. Anthony Jennings as well is still around, not quite as much as corner, because you just strictly have more bodies in the linebacker
And
room.
the thing is, with the injuries of the linebacker, it's like one of them has to work out. There's like three dudes coming off
Yep.
injuries. One of them has to be competent. Like, if we miss on all three, I feel like your chances of getting struck by lightning twice and dying are more likely than us missing on three
Yeah, it's
linebackers that we've been harboring.
especially Belichick missing on them too. I mean, and I believe Ronnie Perkins was what, from Oklahoma. I mean, it's not like he's taking these guys from well, I can't even say that because they got, what's his name? They got Duggar from Lenore Ryan. So it doesn't matter
And they
where
took
they're
Jamie
getting it from.
Collins from Southern Miss. So, like, he doesn't always aim high. But when he
Yeah.
does, he should hit them even more so. If he's picking these diamonds in the rough from shit schools, you should home run on big schools.
Yeah. Oh, and they got Mac Wilson. They just signed too, who's a nice plug-in guy. Again, no name that's going to jump out at you, but just the linebackers. Sure, you want another just impact, young, stalwart pillar to be in there, but you can get him. Like, you can get him next year if you want. If the guys don't pan out, like, you know what I mean. Corner, I think you need someone there. I would like to, if they don't take a linebacker in the first round, or if they don't end up trading out of the first round, I would like to see them take a corner too, if there's one of them available. If they take a corner or a linebacker in the first round, starting the draft off happy. I'm pumped.
Then almost the rest of the draft is like all right, fuck it. Just start listing off names. I'm like, I'm satisfied. Just
Yeah.
hit one of the big needs.
Yep. Yep. And I think that's it. Wide receiver, I'd like to see them take one. I don't, not a need. I mean, the wide receiver room is fine right now. I think you can roll in
If
there
anything,
with
it's
that.
overcrowded.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got Myers, Bourne, Aguilar, and Parker. Those are four guys who are going to demand playing time because they're all solid. They're all proven in different levels of provenity.
But only three of them can play. So it's like if you're getting a fifth wide receiver, dude's not going to sniff the field.
No. And you also have Johnny Smith and Hunter Henry too that you have on the team. Like you can't. I know that Belichick is going to come up with some crazy things for this offense. He's not going to come out there with 4 wide receiver sets with 2 tight ends on the. Well, actually, he fucking might do it. He might put Johnny Smith in the backfield, him and Hunter Henry back there. I would love that. That's why he's keeping N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry is going to be a tight end. That's why.
That'd be fucking terrible. Remember in the Ravens playoff game when Bill was just running a bunch of not illegal formations, but eligible receivers like that.
Love it.
With an off, he ran that for like 2 or 3 drives and got touchdowns on all those drives. And
Harbaugh had no idea what to do.
Was furious, and then they had to ban that. Like after that game, the Ravens complained and they said you can't do that anymore.
Yep.
You can't like do eligible receivers on back-to-back plays or something like that.
Yeah, some sort of thing they tweaked. I forget. Yeah, something.
Yeah, of course. And the Patriots started that. So if Bill can do that, just for the fuck of it, in a playoff game, like, you know what? Let's switch to our legal offense. Imagine what he's going to do for a whole season. I can absolutely see a bunch of wide receivers, a bunch of tight ends. He's just airing it out.
I could see him
5 wide receivers out there.
Like your right tackle, your right and your left tackle are Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, and they both end up releasing for some reason, and then you got 8 receivers, including your tight ends on the field with like 4 DBs. No one has any idea what's going on. Matt Jones gets pummeled as he's throwing a touchdown to a wide open Hunter Henry.
As long as you have Trent Brown blocking, that's all that matters. I would trust Trent Brown to block 5 guys.
Oh, I think he could take one guy and swing him around and just knock everybody else down.
4 eligible receivers on the line of scrimmage blocking, and Trent Brown definitely pass blocking. I hope.
Just throw it. Just him, Trent Brown, David Andrews, just throwing everybody around. You just
imagine how much of a mind fuck that would be if they line up like 4 receivers from left guard to right tackle, and then have Trent Brown. But instead of having them all release for routes, they just have Trent Brown release for a route. Everyone's like, really? You put the one dude we didn't think was going to run a route out there?
Yeah, like no one would know what to do. Because all you'd have to do is just get him the ball and he just fucking
because everyone's like, all right, well, we know Trent's blocking. Oh my God, no, he's not. Everyone else is blocking. What the fuck?
And like I don't even worry about him. Coverage comes off him. All of a sudden, Trent Brown, 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah, they're like, holy shit, he's wide open.
Yeah, he's fat. He runs a 4.2 42. What the fuck is this? Like, oh my God.
For a play.
I would love that.
Stepping down the sideline, that'd be incredible.
Trent Brown high stepping. That's what I need. I just have visions of Vince Wilfork doing that.
You know what that reminded me of for some reason? Another quick trip down memory lane. The Danny Etling read option in the preseason when he ran like 70 yards.
I forgot about that. I think that was the play that made people go, Danny Etling.
There's something there. And then we caught him.
That's what it is. There's something there. You see one play, it's like, there's something there with that Danny Etling. Yeah, next day.
That guy can play.
All over Twitter, Patriots cut Danny Etling. Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, I guess there wasn't.
Yeah, I guess that was it. That's what was there. That one play. The one play. I don't know. I don't. Do you think, imagine if the Patriots draft a quarterback in like the 6th round?
I mean, how long can we hold on to Brian Hoyer though? I don't think it'd be ludicrous. Brian Hoyer right now, he has to take out his teeth before each game.
He has to take out his teeth. I see the value in him because he is like another coach back there. That's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, you can only re-sign him so many times, right? There has to be.
That guy might know the Patriot way more than Tom Brady and anyone else.
He is the Patriot way. I think that's what we're starting to realize. It was never Tom Brady. It was never Bill Belichick. It was never Gronk, Edelman, Troy Brown, Teddy Bruschi, none of them. Brian fucking Hoyer. BFH. Brian fucking Hoyer.
I'm pretty sure he was the 3rd third string quarterback behind Matt Castle back in the day too. Like he's just hung around and hung around.
Dude, and Matt Castle is over here on Boston Sports Talk Radio, and he's got his own
Beast.
little show now. Meanwhile, Brian Hoyer's still
Yeah.
out there, third, fourth preseason game, doing his thing.
Yep.
Just
Going
chucking
out
the
there,
ball around.
throwing one tub, no picks, handing the ball off 18 times.
When was it? 2 years ago. Remember that game where it was like the end of the half and he just forgot how to use timeouts or forgot how many timeouts
Against
there
the
were.
Chiefs? That was
I
atrocious.
think that was the only time I've ever actually been mad or really felt any sort of emotion towards Brian Hoyer.
Yeah?
I was like, you can't be like a veteran and forget
do
the
that.
rules. Like
I get it. You
can't
play
do it.
like once every 2 years, but please, come on. You got one
but
job.
don't give me that. You play Madden. You know the fucking rules, Brian. Come on, Brian, Bry guy.
Yeah. He is really like, no one really has any comments on him, not good or bad. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, he's there. He looks like one of those extras that they put in 2K when they don't.
Yes,
like
that just
on,
like
on a classic team, where they're like they're bald, no hair, no eyebrows, and they just sit there and they're terrible in the game.
Yeah, and just
like,
sits there and they're
Brian
like
Hoyer.
slightly
occasionally
moving as
clap when there's a three. They're like,
yep. Every once in a while they'll be involved in like some weird handshake with your player, and like doing some
exactly.
weird thing. Yeah, that's him. That's Brian Hoyer. He's a fake player. He's a robot. I think that's what it is.
He's an NPC.
He is a robot that Belichick created, so he could be two places at once. That's Belichick's thing. I could see that. But so I think this draft, I am more excited than anything because I want to see what they do. I don't really I don't know what to expect. The word around the league is that, like, the first 10 picks, everything's up in the air. The entire draft is in flux. When things are in flux, I trust Belichick to right the ship. He is steady in that storm. I'm pumped.
Damn right.
As long as you draft a corner or a linebacker, that's a solid starter. Everything else to me is kind of gravy at that point. I got nothing else to say about the draft. Do you have any final thoughts, final wishes, outlooks, everything on the draft before we get the F out of here?
Draft Romeo Dubes.
Romeo Dubes and whatever his name was, Batty. My guy. We'll have Dubes and Batty on the team.
Dubes and
running all things.
Batty Dubes.
Draft Tua's cousin, and I think that's the way to success. I think that's how you do it.
Sounds like a undefeated season, sweeping the playoffs, Super Bowl.
Sounds sweeping the playoffs. Speaking of sweep, fuck you, Kyrie. Have to say that.
Testify.
Yep. Can't win without Ben Simmons, I guess. That's the big thing.
Well, Ben Simmons is the real winner here.
He is the real winner. He's like, you guys lost.
Cashing in to do
fucking
nothing. Yeah, he's like, I didn't lose
$20 million just to sit
you
there and dress like a goof.
Dressed like a bag of Skittles. I'm like, dude, please. That's probably why they suck. His highlighter clothes are distracting them on the sidelines.
Yeah, like the glare hits Durant in the eyes.
Like
he's
a
trying to hit a three.
Jacket on. You're like, dude, take that shit off.
Very weird. He looked like he was trying to dress like Elton John, like old school with like all this vibrant colors. Just stop. Just wear a suit, sit down, don't draw attention to yourself. You don't even want to play basketball anymore.
Exactly.
Dumb boy. But cool. So I hopefully the Patriots kick ass on this draft a few quality people. Good to go. Do not draft a punter. That is, I feel like, the one thing that Liam wants to let everybody know. No punter. So we'll see
of the NFL draft.
We will see next time we are on here. We will be back to weekly programming now. I think there's plenty of stuff to talk about now. Every Wednesday, barring some sort of crazy thing, you will get an episode from us early in the morning. Go to wherever you get podcasts. It'll be right there. For Liam McDade, I'm Mike Sullivan. This was Tuck Rule Takes presented by Couch Guy Sports. Go to couchguysports.com. Check that out. I will be blogging more when the Patriots start playing. Al kind of threatened us on Legends Lingo that we both are going to have to blog more. So you will see more blogs. I don't know. He said these guys. I don't know who he was looking at. I can't tell because of the thing. But I know I used to blog twice a week. Then all of a sudden I was like, hey, I kind of am sad. So I'm not gonna blog.
I can't write. So
anyway, I will ghostwrite for you. I'll write 4 blogs a week.
Excellent.
It'll be all of us.
Perfect. Well, you're too
It'll be good. But yeah, Tuck Rule Takes. Check us out next week. Full draft recap. That's what next week's episode is going to be, barring some crazy trades, some crazy other news. But yeah, let's go, Pats. 2022 draft. Get hyped. Let's go.
Yep. Celtics in 4.
Celtics in 4. Fuck Kyrie. We out.
Sweet.
Sweet feet.